Guys, how you guys doing? Hope you're good. If you're seeing this for the very first time, my name is Jacinta. I'm a just blogger, a just YouTuber based in Plateau State, just Nigeria. And on this channel, I film content around faith, lifestyle, beauty, and relationships. If that's all the something you want to see more of, please don't make this your last. Click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, share, and do all of those good stuff, okay? And if you also want to join this wonderful YouTube family, you can click on the subscribe button. Pardon me, currently, as you guys can tell, I had to back my son because I need to do this video real quick, and I don't want to shift doing or postpone doing the video because I've done that a couple of times already. So I didn't want to keep postponing. So I was like, whatever it takes for me to film this video today, I'll film it today. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about I'm going to opening up about something that happened to me. I've not okay, forget that know me well. I mean, like very, very, very well. People know that I was not always in Jos. I wasn't always living in Jos. I was living in Kaduna before I came to Jos. I relocated to Jos. That's people that know me very, very well. My husband knows that. My husband knows that I was not always in Jos. I had to come to Jos because of something that I'm about to tell you guys now. But I don't think he really knows how, we came about relocating to Jos, or I don't think he really knows why I and my family had to come to Jos. I don't think I've ever had this conversation with him, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever had this conversation with him, Sha. Yeah. So I'm not sure. Maybe I have one. I've forgotten, but let's go back to 2010, 2010, 2011. I was living in Kaduna. I was given birth in Kaduna. I started the first 10 years of my life in Kaduna. And yeah, it was still okay, but as at the time that I left Kaduna and my family were living in Barnawa. You guys that live in Kaduna, you know Barnawa. Almost everybody knows Barnawa. So we're living in Barnawa. We had a house there. And 2010, we had this gate man. His name was Aminu. I'll never forget him. His name is Aminu because he's still alive. So Aminu was our gate man. There was a day we went out and came back. And then, as usual, he opened the gate for us, greeted my mom and everything. So he now told my mom that please he wanted to see her. That's before we all went into the house, he wanted to talk to her. So they stayed back and they spoke. So after they had spoken, my mom came and then she was like, that way we don't know what happened though. That the case man told her that anybody that he wants to go home. When I said, why? What's the occasion? He said, ha. He said this in Hausa that anybody that loves his life will not stay for the election. But I think it was election or something of that sort. For the election, or will not stay. There was something that was going on. I think it was election or something. That anybody that loves their lives will not stay in Kaduna. So he wants to seek permission that he wants to go to his hometown. My mother said, okay, no problem. If you want to go, you can go. But just make sure you find a replacement. He said, okay. Now, he found a replacement, he brought the man. So the man came and um he got acquainted he filled him up with everything he was supposed to do. That's the first gate man. Putting through he was putting the man through what he was supposed to do. So election came and everything. I think it was around Easter time or so. We were all at home that time. So you know, we now started seeing the news. News was not looking good. We started seeing news that people are protesting. It's protesting. There were riots. Okay, yeah, there was riots going on, and they were killing people. Muslims were killing Christians. Christians were killing Muslims. Now we're seeing the news. We're seeing everything. Because our house, as at the time in Barnawa, it was a story building. It was an upstairs. So if you climb, like, it was unfinished at that time. It was unfinished. So if you climb up, you could see places like Narai. You people that live in Kaduna, you could know all these places. You could see Narai from my house, like if you climb up. So my other brother, he was at home obviously that time. So he came, he just climbed up, he just went up upstairs, he was just watching and looking out, and then he'd come tell us, he was like, Mommy, see, I can see fire, I can see smoke, I can see this, I can see that. Narai wasn't all that. Occasionally, would hear the gate man open the gate. That's the new gate man now. Would hear him open the gate. Like, what's he sincerely meaning? Like, what's he going up and down for? Like, why is he opening the gates like this much? While obviously there's been directives, everybody has been wanting to stay in their houses. Nobody should come out because of the killings that were going on. Like, why? What was he opening gates for like that? He'd open gates, close, open. We're just wondering. My mom was cooking outside, we were just inside going about our day. So we'd hear him open the gate, open and close. We didn't know what was going on. I'll tell you guys why, but um that will be later. So please stay with me. I'll tell you why he kept doing that, but stay with me. So my mom is very addicted to Coke that year. So as usual, her addiction to Coke, she said, okay, she had finished cooking, and my aunt was even supposed to come and make chin chin in our house. My aunt was supposed to come and make chin chin. I think it was on Easter. It was during Easter time. She was supposed to come and make chin chin in our house and all of that. So we said, okay, let's finish cooking, then she'd come. That was the Easter that we never celebrated. I digress. So my mom finished cooking, and she used to love Coke. Every day my mom would drink Coke. My mom would drink Coke every blessed day. There's not a day that will pass that my mom will not drink Coke. And people that know Coke will know that it has an addictive property. If you start getting addicted to Coke, before you can break away, to take the deliverance of God upon a person's life. So my mom was in that phase that time. She could drink Coke every day was a normal thing. So when even despite hearing the news and all the warnings that nobody should, she was like, Kai, she needed to drink Coke. Addiction is no joke. And I'll tell you why that was our saving grace. Don't worry. Just stick to the end. If you don't watch to the end, you won't get the whole gist. That was what saved us. That Coke that she insisted on drinking that day, that was what saved us. So she now said, okay, um my brother should follow the gate man, let them go and get the Coke for her, since there was a shop just around our area there, so they should just go and get. So they went and got the Coke, and they came back after some minutes, 30 minutes or so thereabout. We now heard a bang on our gate. Bang turned to, like, we heard people hitting on our gate, and our gate was really massive. Our gate was massive. We had a dog, Maxi. Maxi was quite aggressive. He was a very aggressive dog. He was that kind of dog that if you touched our gate, he would go berserk. It was that kind of dog. People did not like entering our house anyhow because of Maxi. Now, Maxi used to harass us. That dog, it did not have respect. It used to harass us. Even once they're in the house, it used to harass us. So you can imagine outsiders. So when he started hitting the gate, he started barking. He was restless. He was ready to attack. Was ready to bite, and all of that. So they were hitting the gate. Mama was like, what's going on? What's going on? We now heard voices. Before we knew, I don't know how many of them it was, but just know that there were a lot of men. Before we could take Jack Robinson, the gate was already down. They had brought down the gate literally. Brought down the gate and entered. So when they entered, they came. We heard noises, and because I told you that the dog was trying to attack, obviously it felt threatened, and there were strangers that he didn't know. In trying to attack them, they killed the dog. Now these armed men, machete, cutlass, you name it, sticks, really brutal stuff they were holding. They burst into our house, and as they opened the gate, my mom had just even given our gate man food. She had just given him food. So he didn't even, the food did not even go down very well in the system. I feel like he had just taken the last spoon of the food when these people now came. So they came, and immediately they brought down the gate. they found him and they killed him on the, I feel like it was one of the first people that they killed. They killed him first, then they entered inside because our house was at the back of the duplex. It was at the back of the duplex. So they entered and they came and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, this one, that one, this one, that one. That are we Christians?" We said yes, that we're Christians. Blah, blah, blah. We even saw some of our church members, like those are those church uncles that you know, they're part of them. And if you guys that in you guys, if you're that are watching me, if you're from Kaduna, you know television. It was television boys that came to our house that day. So they came and then they were, we heard go. They were just going up and down. They did. So as they now entered, this is where the shocking part now comes in. We now saw all these Hausa guys. Where did they come from? How did they where how did they enter? Where did they come from? We started wondering like all these people were in this house. When they came, when now they're like, where all these people coming from? Don't tell me that these people were in this house with us and we did not know. So we're just seeing like if you see how they were jumping down from the upstairs. I think it was like 2 floors. You see they were jumping down, all in trying to escape the guys that entered our house. So one particular one, he started running. Obviously, all of them were running. So he now came and begged my mom. He was crying. He was like, please, that my mom should help him. They're going to kill him. So my mom now quickly opened the gate for him. He now entered. Some of them saw him entering our house. Now, after they finished killing everybody, um, they now came. They now came and asked my mom to open the door. That one should open the door. That they saw someone enter here. And let me just tell you guys the implication of what would have happened to us if these guys had entered my house and they found that man that we hid. They would have killed all of us. They would have legit killed all of us. That was the first day that I came face to face with death, and I did not even know my fate, whether I was going to live there alive or dead. I didn't know. That was the very first day that I saw dead bodies. I see dead bodies in movies and all of that. You name it. That day I saw dead bodies. Not only did I see dead bodies, I'm talking hand here. You see somebody's leg here, somebody's head here, somebody's hand here. Do you understand? Like those guys were those guys were something else. Like those people that had sticks, they will just hit you at the back of your head. Like they know where to hit you that you just die. You just fall down. You just kept seeing people falling down. Do you understand? So that you're like, hey, mom, let's open the door. She must open the door, then they must check. They knew that they saw somebody enter inside this place. You should open the door. So one man among all of them, my mom was begging, she was crying that please, please. They said no, that she must open the door. So there was one man among all of them. He was the angel that God sent. He now said no, that he believes my mom. So they shouldn't force my mom to open the door. That they shouldn't ransack our house, that they shouldn't check our house, that he believes my mom. So they should just go. They now started arguing between themselves that no, they must check. This guy stood his ground. He said, no, nobody's opening any door and nobody's entering the house. He trusts my mom, and that's on period. That was that. Imagine if they had overpowered that one man and they insisted to enter our house. Do you know that they would have killed us? Because they'll say that we are the ones hiding these Muslim people. Do you get? I mean, the Hausa people. They would have said, oh, so we're the ones that are trying to help them. They would have easily killed us. So me if I was crying without tears because I don't even know. I said, God, this I'm going to die. I'm a small girl. I'm not even grown. I've not even done this. I thought that God, please, if you give me this chance, I'll never. So they finally left, right? So even after they left, they still went and they were fighting with that person, that man that said we shouldn't open the door. Do you know that because of us, like they even answered Sarishi, like they even cut him with machete. They were really out for him because they were sure that they saw someone enter the house. But even the man was saying, oh, it wasn't so. they still wanted to check, right? So, after everything, no, after before they even went, he said that okay, that's because of that they will burn my mother's car, that there's going to bring petrol, there's going to bring tire, that they're going to burn the car, that they must burn my mother's car. This one. Then at that point, because some were outside, some came inside the house. So the ones that were outside, because we now had to come outside, we now saw more of our church guys. They were not like, no, 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 no. That they know this woman, that nobody should burn anybody's car. Oh. That they know this woman that she's in their church. Meh, 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 meh. That was another of our saving grace. Because what if we were lying that we're Christians? So that seeing those uncles that we knew from church was another thing that further vindicated us. Said no, that this man, they know her that they're in the same church, that please, oh, nobody should. That is how after insisting that they must burn my mother's car down, after everything like this, they now decide to leave for Silo. Now when they left, that was when we had to come out from the house. Like we just sat down before this thing started. We just sat down to eat. We were about to eat when they came, so we could not even eat the food. The coke said that my that one was said to she could not even drink the coke again. That was how we left our food there. Who they worried about food when Yasin? So I'm going to tell you guys what happened now. The reason why we saw a lot of people that we didn't know in our house was because I told you from the beginning that we just heard our Migad opening the gates. He'd open the gates like multiple times, wondering what was he doing. So apparently he was opening the gates for his people to enter so that they will come and kill us. He was opening the gates for his people so they will enter and they hid in that uncompleted building that I told you guys about, that our upstairs. That was where they hid. So they're waiting for the right time to just come and finish us, kill us. Maybe in the night, maybe later that day, maybe even after some seconds. Waiting for the right time so that they will just come and finish us. So apparently he was busy gathering his people so that they will come and kill us at the end of the day. So it was God that used that coke to make my mother to send my brother and our Migad outside. That they saw him and they traced him. It was because of him that they came to the house. So hope you guys will understand. It was because of him. They saw that was the house guy. So they traced the house that he was coming from. They followed, they trailed him. When they saw the house that he entered, they now came. Do you understand? So imagine if my mom did not send my brother to go and buy that coke. Maybe I would have, not even maybe, I wouldn't have been alive today. I wouldn't have been here today. Because there's nothing that will make them have mercy on us. Do you understand? So, sometimes the way God works, we don't really understand, but you guys can see from my story. That was a really traumatic experience for us. We had rams, we had goats. They cut the goats. I think across the nose here, the goat was bleeding. We had to kill the goat. Bleeding, we had to just kill the ram completely because it was bleeding and it was just going to die eventually. So apart from that, just seeing, like, okay, they now packed the dead bodies of these men and they took it outside our gates and then they began to burn their bodies. You guys, that was the first time I saw dead bodies. I already told you guys, like, they were burning, like they burned their bodies. Like, like they didn't want to come and hear that, oh, somebody stood up, they burnt their bodies. Were traumatized. We had to leave the house, went to stay with our cousins in the barracks because we had the cousin that the dad was, no, sorry, our family friends. The dad was an army officer, so we went to, you guys that know Kalapanzi barrack in Kaduna. That was where we stayed for, I think, about some weeks or so. My mom did not eat meat. She did not want to see meat. She hated meat. She didn't want to see meat. Don't even call meat close to her. She was traumatized because of everything. She didn't eat meat for, I think, months or even a year. But I think it was gradually she now came started warming up to the idea of eating meat. But when it happened, she couldn't even eat meat. Now, when we had to come back to our house after staying with our family friends for a while in the barracks, the day I heard I will come back home, I instantly started feeling sick. I would fall sick. So when we had to come, sorry, excuse me, when we had to come back, immediately I entered my house. I just became sick. My uncle was there. I think my uncle was there, but I just felt ill instantly. And you know, my mom was like, she had to call my dad and tell him that, almost what's going on, oh, that I'm not feeling fine, oh, that I can't stay in the house. So my dad now called and said they should give me the phone. So we spoke, and then I told him that I don't want to stay here. We don't want to stay here. Okay, like we can't. He was like, oh no, that's they've gone now. That's he would send my uncle to come and stay with us. That we shouldn't worry. I was like, no, I don't think I can stay here. I don't know if you understand. Dear dad, obviously, no worry. He said no. I said no, I can't stay here. Honestly, I can't stay in this house again because I'll keep feeling like they are coming. They are coming. We couldn't even sleep properly because of everything that happened. And after a lot of back and forth, I said, okay, that's where do we want to go to now? Then we now agreed that we wanted to come to Jos. I now told him that we're coming to Jos, that I wanted to come to Jos, wanted to relocate to Jos. I said, okay, no problem, that we should just pack our things and he would send the driver to come and get us and our stuff so we could move to Jos. So basically, that was how I came to Jos. That's how I started staying in Jos. That's how I started living in Jos. Yeah. So now you guys know um everything that happened that led to my relocating to Jos with my family. And the rest they say is history. So yeah, I just had to give this quick story time because I've never really given this gist here, but yeah. I'll see you guys in my next